Now we'll talk about what you will request from the vendors. So first one is request a non-budgetary, that is a farm quote on design and engineering. What does non-budgetary quote means? It's basically a fixed quote. You should be able to issue a purchase order based on this quote. And for this price, vendors should be able to give all construction ready documents, which will include benchmark testing, list of active and passive materials, logical diagram, floor plan with antenna and electronics locations, etc. Request an actual design on the sample or representative floor plan. With actual design, you are asking for logical diagram, floor plan with antennas and devices, cable route, list of materials and electronics, propagation plot in the critical frequency, say 2100 megahertz. Is this a lot of work for the vendor? If the area that you provided is not too big, say within 40 to 50,000 square feet, then it adds a few hours, yes. But it will show vendors level of interest and some idea for their of their qualification. Also, this can be used as a basis for scaling up the design for the whole campus. Just to be fair, I'm assuming that when you ask for this form for this from the vendor, your organization are serious about the project. Having vendors do unnecessary work can be bad for karma. Now, one final note, yes, asking for the actual design can have various benefits, but is it absolutely necessary? No. You can still receive a fairly representative ROM figure. The choice is yours. Now, request full quotes of materials and services for the coverage area. You are asking for pricing for all active electronics and passive materials, which will include coaxial cable, fiber cable, antennas, couplers, and other accessories. Services will include installation of cable, connectorization, testing like sweep, PIM, OTDR and OLT, CW testing, etc. Service will also include commissioning of the DAS systems and make it ready for signals from the operators. Services will not include design and engineering because you have already asked for that. By coverage area, we mean full coverage area, not just the sample floor plan you provided. Vendors can choose to use the design they did on the sample representative floor as a basis for their overall calculation. You obviously have room for customization of this request. For example, if you choose to use your own low voltage vendor to install the coaxial and fiber cable, then you can omit those from this service code. And with that, you will receive the set of codes from multiple vendors, and now you can choose what you want to select. Now, when does ROM price come out lower than actual budget? Vendors will provide ROM price based on the coverage goal you provide to them. Unfortunately, sometimes when the surveyor does the benchmark testing, they find out signal coming from outside is already strong, and the DAS will have to overcome that by establishing a dominant signal inside the building. In that case, ROM budget will be lower than the realistic price customer will end up paying to have the DAS installed. There are a few things that can be done at that point. One of them is negotiating and lowering the coverage goal requirement. However, negotiation will not improve the signal in those areas where outside signal is dominant. You just end up with a lower quality coverage if you do not want to increase your budget. So at this point, I will add one more strong recommendation. Spend a fraction of the design budget and get the benchmark testing done, and then start the ROM process. During the ROM process, provide that benchmark test summary to the participating bidders. And in this case, in that way, you will get much more realistic number.